Hi everyone, and welcome to the Tarot Circle. So I'm Ali, and yes, we've changed our name. We were the Enlightened Ones of Wisdom, and now we've changed to the Tarot Circle, just because we felt it was more simple, and because we're all quite simple, and well, that's me, and it's a little bit more fitting for us. So. Just to begin with, if you like our shows, please do like, share, and subscribe. Pop a question or a comment below, and we'll get back to it as soon as possible. And we might get to your question in future pools as well. And we now make these shows every 2 weeks, so yeah, we'll never be too far away from you. And also, if you'd like a personal reading from any of us, if you like what we are saying with our cards, then do please get in touch with us. Our details are below as well. So, first of all, we have got so much going on at the moment. 2024 has started with a bang. Pluto's entered Aquarius. We've had a full moon. It's all going crazy. All planets are going direct, if you believe in the astrology. This is what we're going to be talking about today. So we're going to be talking about the Texas standoff. We're going to be talking about the Evergrande situation. And we're just about to go into a new Chinese New Year, and this year it's the year of the Wood Dragon. And so that kicks off on the 9th or 10th of February, depending upon which part of the world you are living in. And then it's my birthday on the 9th, bang smack in the start of the Lunar New Year. God help me. And so we're going to do a little Zodiac pull for me. And then we've got Lynn's 2-week pull for what to expect. So without further ado, let's introduce my co-hosts. So we're going to start off with Barbara. How are you, and what's been going on in the last 2 weeks? How crazy is everything for you? Or is it okay?
Wow, everything has been good. Nothing really crazy. Just a little bit of kind of staticky energy, a little bit. Nothing really crazy though. I wanted to remind you when you did the introduction, I wanted to, if this is okay with you all, that you know, a lot of stuff that we're doing is for entertainment. I don't know if you want to say entertainment purposes only or not, but you know, just to kind of protect us a lot from some things. I don't know if you all say that, but entertainment purposes only. But apart from that, no, nothing has been. Just been working and doing my tarot cards every day and trying to balance everything out. And there's always a list that I have to do, and never getting done with the list, you know.
I know, right? I know that damn list. Kaila, how's everything with you? Is it still snowing? Is it still cold?
No, it is not as cold as last time. It's not freezing. The snow has melted, so it's quite good right now. I'm like a warm baby. I'm from the Caribbean originally, so I love the warmth. So it's good.
Yeah. I think we're just all going to have to hang out with you, Bob.
Yeah,
absolutely.
In Florida.
Welcome.
Lynn, how are you doing? How's everything with you? How's your puppers?
Everything's good here in Central Virginia, and all the pups are doing well. I actually like my temperature. We almost got up to 50 today, so we were pretty nice.
Got kind of warm.
What, about 10? Is that about 10 Celsius?
Probably.
Ish. Yeah.
Probably.
I don't know old school. I don't know. Even though I'm old, I don't.
No, you're not. What have you been up to, Ally?
Just trying to negotiate Pluto and the full moon and all sorts of crazy stuff. I just feel everything's going. I think that's a good way of. It's just too much to go into now. Everything just feels like full speed ahead. Just go. So yeah, it could be interesting what my zodiac spread looks like. Chariots and things. I don't know. Yeah. All right, so let's clear some energy before we get into some tarot. So over to the lovely Kaila and Lynn for their gorgeousness, please.
Hi, everybody. So as we clear the energy for today's show, we want to start by just taking a deep breath in and slowly breathing out all of the tense, built up energy that we have accumulated over time. We ask our higher selves, godly source energy, our personal angels and spirit guides to be with us as we move into the tarot part of the show. Only the highest frequency of love for our highest good only is welcome here. Everything else must leave now. I encourage everyone to continue to breathe in godly white light energy and breathe out any negativity as Lynn continues with the sound healing part. Over to you, Lynn.
Back to you, ladies.
Thanks, Lynn. Thank you. Thanks, Kaila. So our first pull that we're going to do today is about the Texas standoff. Now, you guys might want to fill me in on exactly what's been happening the last kind of 24 hours because I haven't kind of seen anything. But basically, just to summarize what's happening, because it's not in the mainstream media, is it, at all? So in Texas, the Governor Greg Abbott, he was stopping illegal immigrants coming through from Mexico with, he put razor wire all along the border. And he was backed up by about 25 other states, at least, I think. And President Biden was saying, no, that's illegal, da, 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 da. And last I heard was there was a trucker convoy heading down south to support Texas. And I also heard that Canadian truckers would be joining as well. Is there been any update on that, ladies? Because or is that still what's current?
That's the last I heard. But maybe something else is going on.
Okay, it's because it's sort of indicating a bit of a civil war situation, because it's the first time really that individual states have been going against what the president is saying, or the president is saying. And I also saw as well that Russia is kind of backing Texas up as well. I'm not sure about all that. So let's see what the outcome of this standoff for the USA will be in the wider scheme of things. And I'm going to pull on this because I'm not in the US. Yeah, has anybody heard any more about that Russia situation?
I just saw that little blurb.
Yeah. Just an article saying something about Texas is supporting them if they want to try to gain independence from the US or something like that. I don't know if that is just part of the show and sort of like propaganda, but I just happened to see that this morning.
One thing I was wondering about is that where the source of that information about Russia.
Exactly.
I mean, I saw the video and it was pretty convincing, but did Putin say that, or did somebody, I mean, who said
That's
that
a
in
good
Russia?
question. Because, you know, they like to pull Russia in every so often for some sort of other alternative reason.
Especially for making it a world war. Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's like we have to check the source of that information to see if it's
Janine
real, if it's
posted, it
valid.
said Russian
Can we believe that?
lawmaker offers to help Texas get independence from US. So it's a Russian lawmaker. It's not necessarily Putin.
Right. It's just like poking at the fire, right?
Yeah, yeah. And it doesn't mean anything. States have a process in order to secede anyway, so outside help isn't really going to make a difference.
I somehow get the impression this is the Democrats' sort of way of, you know, suggesting that what's happening there is not, it is sort of like Russian, you know, backed in a sense, and not necessarily the people rising up. I mean, that's just my thought.
Right.
So this three clarifiers, Ally, huh? Wow.
Oh yeah. So this is an interesting little poll, isn't it? Oh goodness gracious.
And those cars are straight as ever.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, they're a little bit.
Hey, I had to rotate the picture too, Barbara.
Oh. Otherwise it wouldn't
okay.
have all fitted in, really.
That's okay. We won't pick at her too much today. Come on.
All right. God, is my brain working today? So it's obviously, you know, quick. It's going quickly because this kind of came out from nowhere, right? It was just like there. Just that's what it seemed to me. And with that, to a source, I feel like there's probably stuff that we're not being told. We've got the moon in the past, which is I wonder actually. My first thought on that is, you know, is that related to Biden and his presidency and the fact that he's not really there, or I don't know. Let's.
I think it might maybe, Ally, maybe more related to what's crossing over the border, especially with the lobster coming out.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. And then currently we've got the 8 of Cups. So this is the current situation. So that's a disappointment card, which is quite interesting. Are we disappointed that you know, that people are still coming across the border? Are we disappointed with the Biden regime? They're letting these people come into the country still. That's an interesting take on it. What is your take on the 8 of Cups in the middle there?
How do we actually formulate the question? Is it we're just taking a general look at the situation,
how will this affect the general kind of let me just see what I say. Yeah, how will this affect the wider scheme of things?
Okay, so just kind of like a general to see how it's going to affect. All right. Well,
I mean, if you want to go, Barb, sorry, I just thought of something here, but go on.
No, go ahead, because I don't want to get your train of thought. Okay, go ahead.
No, what I was thinking, because we've got the Hanged Man in the future, and maybe this is just kind of waking people up a little bit. Waking people up to really what's going on with that Devil card. I feel that Biden is the devil here. This is what I feel. And it's a start with that Page of Cups. It's the start of people getting a little bit upset actually about what's been happening in the past. That's what I feel there. Anyone feel anything different before we go into the clarifiers here?
Well, the Chariot, it does give you some type of, it gives you military action. It gives you something that's coming in with full force, something that's really sure of themselves. So the situation, I look at that as a situation. The situation did come in pretty fast and pretty forceful. The Two of Swords, just like you said, there's something that's, they're probably gonna come in really fast and then hold back. Because that two of Swords is something that's kind of like, I'm sitting here and contemplating. So it's kind of like, it's a yes and a no. It goes fast and a slow. The Chariot comes in really fast, and then you sit back and like, look, hurry up and wait kind of situation I get. The Chariot's a hurry up, and the Two of Swords is wait. And there's something that they're not telling us, or some mystery or something with that moon. Every time I see the moon, it's kind of like, and especially with these situations, I'm like, there's something that, the dogs are barking about something. Might not be anything bad, but there's something off. And the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Cups. Okay, that's like somebody walking across the border for me. He's going walking across the border.
This is true, isn't it, Bob?
Yeah, it could also be read as, people is like, they're over this type of stuff. There's always something that's scaring us. There's always something that we have to think about. There's always some news out there. It's like, when is it? There's never been a week to where there's never been anything or very small stories to live. There's always something. So it's almost like people are getting tired. It's like, I'm out of here. So it could be read in a couple of ways. And the Hangman is kind of like waiting around, waiting to see what can come out of it. And it's just like the Two of Swords, just like, hurry up, Chariot, wait, Two of Swords, wait, Hangman. And the devil and aspected with the Page of Cups is kind of like, there might be something kind of like that we're really not going to like that's going to probably come out of this. It could go completely a whole different way. So I don't know if that means civil war or if it means, I don't know what it means. And that High Priestess, it clarifies up there, that High Priestess. And the Four S secret 2, and the Four of Pentacles is like holding on to something, and it's not open. Fours are kind of like closed members, so it's kind of like, I'm not gonna let you know. So I get that High Priestess, that secret High Priestess, that Four of Pentacles, that Two of Swords, that Moon. There's something going on that's not really. It's. And I see how you got the
Yeah, there's something going on, as you were saying. I think there's more to the story behind the scenes.
Does anyone know anyone in Texas, like actually on the ground?
Not at the border, but I've got family down there. I'm kind of looking at that Page of Cups as, there's going to be a surprise and stuff coming out, maybe the evil that's been there, and it's going to enlighten the people. So the disillusions will be gone. I mean, you've got the 10 of Wands up there, which is, an ending. So, and yes, there's been many things hidden, but I think with the Two of Swords, it's not ready to quite come out just yet, but I don't think they're going to be able to stop it. But I don't feel like it's going to end up being a war at all. I'm not seeing war in cards really, other than the Chariot coming in fast with this. The moon to me symbolizes, everybody crossing the border, because believe it or not, they have to cross over in Texas. They have to cross over that Grand Rio, the river, the huge river too. Yeah. So that's my 2 cents.
No, I was thinking about the Page of Cups as a surprise as well, just after I said all that. And I do wonder as well with the Four of Pentacles, has that got anything to do with the financial system? And the Ace of Cups here, what kind of emotions will that unleash? I think that could be quite interesting. Kaila, anything else there?
Yeah, so just I agree with you. The Chariot to me shows Texas and the stance it's taken. So it's put on its armor, so to speak, and is like saying no to that devil just below it, which is, the current so-called government. The Two of Swords is the situation, the standoff itself. I think we're at a crossroad here, because this is like, visually it's actually putting a stand and saying no. just below that, the Two of Swords, we have the Page of Cups. I think, as you all were saying before, the Two of Swords could also mean like there's some wait, stop, there's something here you're not supposed to know about yet. The Page of Cups, I think, suggests there is something like a surprising reason to this all that we may not all know about. And the Hanged Man suggests enlightenment, looking at things in a different way. So I think, yes, this is there for a reason, is to put an end to this illegal immigration that's happening, people coming across just flooding in. But I think it's going to make people look at what's happening in a different way, because I think a lot of people have just been letting it go and not really taking it seriously. So it's actually going to, shine a light and have people look at it. The moon, definitely, there are a lot of things secretive and hidden there that has been happening. In the middle of the situation is that the Eight of Cups. Yeah, the Eight of Cups is like the situation is like Texas is walking away from the norm. They're doing something different, right? They're standing out. So I think with the Hanged Man, I think going into the clarifiers rather, there the High Priestess, the Four of Pentacles, and the Ten of Wands show that there are some hidden aspects here that are being held back. More is happening in the background. There is an ending, and we're hoping this is for the better. There's a creative new beginning at the bottom of the deck. So let's hope that this sort of shifts things even faster in a better direction for the US. Yeah, so that's what I'm getting.
Nice. Thanks, Kaila.
But I don't see civil war either.
No. Yeah. All right, good. So let's talk next about the Evergrande situation. So Evergrande are a global company based in China, but they've got their fingers in pies in many countries across the world, and apparently BlackRock and HSBC are part of that whole kind of conglomerate. And they've been losing money hand over fist for a long time. And I heard previously that it was causing problems in the CCP as well, because they were losing money. I'm not sure whether the CCP are actually part of the Evergrande company as well. But anyway, so the other day, literally like 2 days ago, a court in Hong Kong, where I am, they told Evergrande that they had to liquidate. And so everybody kind of owes everybody else money, sort of thing. So there has been rumors that when Evergrande eventually goes down, which is what's happening at the moment, it will be the start of the collapse of the financial system as we know it. So, Barb, as you're away from this situation, kinda.
Yeah, I haven't studied it that much.
Yeah. What will the outcome of this standoff be? Sorry. Rewind. What will the outcome be of this collapse of Evergrande? How will this affect the financial system? Is it going to bring it down?
Okay, let me get it straight. Evergrande is basically the basis. If they go down, everybody's going down. Is that what they're saying?
That's what I've been told before. I mean, I'm not a financial expert at all, but because they're very, they have a lot of real estate, and a lot of other companies are invested into them. So yeah, that's what apparently they owe billions now.
Yeah. Okay, I'm seeing that's a real estate company.
Yeah, they would include BlackRock, and HSBC, I believe, is tied to them too, which is banking.
Yeah, it says the China Evergrande Group is a Chinese property developer and the second largest in China by sales. Okay, Evergrande was incorporated in the Cayman Islands, a British overseas territory, headquartered in the Hawaii Financial Center. Okay, so they're a big real estate company.
Yeah.
Big Chinese real estate company.
Yeah.
So basically, if they get liquidated, that means that explain when they get liquid, what they mean by liquidation. It's gonna collapse, is that what they're saying?
Yeah, because everybody owes money to somebody else, you know, so it's like a chain, because Peter has borrowed from Paul, but like a chain effect, if you see what I mean. So everyone has to pay each other back.
Liquidating is they have to sell their assets in order to pay off their debts.
Okay, okay, that's what I thought.
And they do have quite a lot of assets at the moment, but they have kind of like half built assets, if you see what I mean.
Aren't most of their assets on mainland China as well, which they were saying might be difficult for them to get them to relinquish those, Ally?
Yeah, I'm not really sure of the ins and outs of it at all. Yeah, but because it's such a large company, because it's been going on for a while, yeah, my understanding is that it will upset the whole financial system generally.
Well, I think so too. I think they almost went belly up like 10 years ago or something too. Kind of like when we were having bank bailouts here.
Yeah, and I'm not sure whether the CCP has been kind of boistering them or bolstering them is the word. Yeah. Yeah. Which often happens, right? Yeah.
So basically, since they have their go ahead, Ellie.
I think I remember hearing kind of last year that the CCP it would be problematic. What was it? I think it was something like the CCP were you know, they were losing money hand over fist, and you know, this would give them even more problems, and yeah.
So basically with this, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's right. No, because China, you know, is such a big, I don't know, it's got so much financial kind of input in the world, hasn't it? So, you know, everybody buys their stuff from China. And I think actually a lot of companies and countries have, you know, deals with China as well, right?
Right. So I guess the question would be like, does this indicate the fall of the money system and the crash of the financial system around the world? Like, is this a signal for the start of us seeing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because some of them are comparing it to the 2008 crash. So since China basically is the basis of a lot of manufacturing products around the world and a lot of stuff. I mean, basically everything we're using right now comes from China. So if that company goes down, how is that going to impact the world? You know, how is that going to impact the world? So how do we want to formulate this question?
So is it the start of the crash of the fiat financial system?
Okay, is it the start of the crash of the financial system? China's Evergrande. Dissolving. Okay, so we got. Definitely going to change something, and you'll see why. Okay, let me just go ahead and take a picture. I'll pull two clarifiers too, and I'll see what it says at the bottom of the deck. All right, my phone here. Okay. It is now going to our Telegram group.
I think as well, you know, this has impacted the average man on the street, you know, because, you know, perhaps they bought an apartment and, you know, it ends up that they lose money from the apartment or the house or whatever as well. So the average man on the street will be severely unhappy that they've lost money in this situation as well. All right.
Now you see why I said it looks like it definitely is going to change something because with that Wheel of Fortune, usually flips things. So if something's kind of like perceived as bad, it flips it and it's going to be perceived as good, and the opposite as well. So that's like destiny. It flips something.
Look at that
So
bottom row though.
the bottom row is pretty nice though. So it looks like it might be for the good.
Yeah.
Who wants to, since I pulled, who wants to go ahead and talk about what we're looking at?
Well, okay, I can start, I guess. With the Wheel of Fortune, and that Six of Wands just below, it looks like a sort of victory card. So to a lot of people, this is bad news, but to the collective, it looks like it indicates some sort of victory, something changing, and it's going to draw a lot of attention to what's happening. Maybe, and I believe it is the start of that change in that financial system that we've been waiting for. With those Eight of Wands, there's a lot of attraction here. In the middle, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, so the seeds have been planted. I think this has been done in the past with the Two of Wands. So it's like looking from a safe position into something new. So we are going into that new financial system, and I think in the middle it's like you just wait. It's 80% there. It's right there. It's been planted already. You're just waiting to sow reap the rewards of it. And in the near future, yes, we're going to see with the Three of Cups, there's going to be some sort of celebration and a victory for the people in terms of the financial system. And there's a kindness here with that Six of Cups. Then we have the Page of Swords. So I feel like if this is news, but it seems like I think this has happened already, and we're just getting the news of it. With the Magician, it's part of the show. Yeah, so that's what I'm getting. So this is definitely a signal.
The Page of Swords seems like it's kind of being downplayed a little bit. If it were like a higher court card, like the Queen of Swords or the Knight of Swords, it'd be something that's information that's coming out even in a big way. But with the Page of Swords, it's almost like they're downplaying it a little bit, downplaying the success that's going to be changed. The success that's going to come out of the change. So somebody knows that it's going on, but they're not. Of course, they have to downplay it because it has a part of the movie, like with that magician. So.
Yeah, I just think that Page of Swords means kind of like chit chat. It's not kind of talk that kind of means anything. It's just kind of like chit chat. And I think that Eight of Swords means like Eight of Wands is like the real quick collapse. But yeah, I completely agree that with that Eight of Pentacles, it's already set up, it's already pretty much ready to go. Yeah, it's soon. But I also feel with that Page of Swords, it's kind of like a soft, because the question was, will this be the start of the new financial system? And I think the Page of Swords is like a soft yes, it will be kind of a new push into a new way. Lynn, have you got anything else you've seen there?
No, I agree with everything, especially like what Kaila was saying. I mean, the page could still be, because that was the bottom of the deck, so I'm not going to necessarily take that as a soft yes. I mean, just with the Eight of Wands coming in, it's happening, and it's happening fast. The Wheel of Fortune, everything is turning around. But I mean, this bottom row just speaks volumes that it's for the best. And I agree. I think it is a part of the movie, and it's already happened. They're already, I think it's happened a while ago. So.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. Now we're going to talk about the upcoming new Chinese or Lunar New Year that's happening on the 9th or 10th of February. And so in the Chinese horoscope, there are 12 animals. And the dragon represents authority, prosperity, and good fortune. We're currently in the rabbit year, so if you can imagine a rabbit v a dragon, it's kind of a different sort of animal, different kind of energy. And it's going to be a wood dragon. And when this is combined, when the dragon's combined with the wood element, it will bring evolution, improvement, and abundance. So these are all good things, I think. And I think it's perfect time for rejuvenated beginnings and setting the foundation for long-term successes. And interestingly, I always find at the end of every lunar year that things start to go a little bit wonky. It's almost like the old kind of lunar year is running out of steam a little bit, and I certainly have felt that things have been going on a wonk this last week, but you know, pretty much since the beginning of 2024. And I think that as well, that's been heightened by the recent movement of Pluto into Aquarius and this full moon that we had on the 25th as well. So I think Lynn is going to pull on this. So what can we expect in this upcoming dragon year? What's kind of a good little overview of what can we expect? What's going to happen? I see cards flying out all over the place. Oh my God.
That just flew out.
Oh, the star. Amazing. All right, cool. Lynn, what have you got?
All right, so just a general poll on what the year of the dragon has in store for us, right?
Yeah.
I think the star card works.
What's it gonna do for us?
Got my little lens out because I see those nice cars that she's using. I'm gonna need this.
Your Inspector Clouseau.
Yeah, I think we need to get those through.
Yeah, I have glasses, but I refuse to wear them. Because actually, I actually don't think they make too much difference, to be honest with you, and they just make things go
maybe
a little
need a stronger pair. Maybe you need a stronger pair.
Perhaps. But I also hear that if you wear glasses, then your eyesight gets worse because you kind of get used to them.
Interesting.
It's almost like what they say, taking a thyroid medicine whenever you should just strengthen the thyroid. You take the medicine to make it work for you, so it's makes the thyroid kind of lazy. But hey, it is what it is.
All right, hang on, ladies.
I'm excited about your poll, Lynn. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at that fiery red Chinese New Year tablecloth there.
Getting ready for Valentine's Day too now. And then the 5 of Cups is on the bottom.
Okay.
Whoever wants to jump on in. That's an interesting poll, especially with that Justice and the Magician. Like, it looks like maybe the truth about the movie might be coming out.
Yeah, 2 aces.
Yep. Well, ace, Justice. Oh my goodness. And oh my God. And you got the King of Swords with truth. Truth about the government with the Lovers card.
Yeah, look at all those swords. There's a lot of truth is going to be coming out.
Oh my goodness gracious. Queen of Swords. I mean, she's all about no holds barred. She's not messing about, is she? Oh my goodness. I mean, that just says to me, the truth, just like you say, the truth about the movie is coming out. Justice will happen.
A lot of truths. I think the truths about everything with, you got your Ace of Swords, your King of Swords, and your Queen of Swords, boom, right in a row like that. Wow.
Yeah.
And with the Ace of Swords in the past, it's already started, right? The truth has started coming out already fast this year.
Didn't we just have the
be a lot
wolf
of people
moon?
coming to justice, that's for sure.
Didn't we just have the wolf moon? Look at these wolves on this 9 of Wands.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people and situations being brought to justice.
Right. And the Lover's
With
card
it.
has passionate energy. So it's like it's coming in hot and heavy. It's not just,
It's
coming
not
in
messing
Yeah.
about, is it?
Yeah.
And with the lovers cards, it could almost be that, they're that could be a capitulation card as well. They're just giving themselves in. It's kind of like a union, force, like decisions that have to be made. Somebody that's agreeing to something, that you're becoming a lover politically or dragonly. So it's there's a lot of that truth that's coming out. I think so, yeah. What do you all think about that magician down there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel that the truth will come out about the movie that we've all been watching, and justice will happen. And I think it's interesting with the Six of Wands, and obviously it's not really showing that in this deck, but in the Rider-Waite deck, it's that victory card, isn't it?
Yes.
So and we had that in the Evergrande pool as well, right? Was it the Evergrande pool or was it the Texas pool? Can't remember.
It was the Evergrande.
Yeah. Wow.
In fact, when I looked at that Six of Wands, I was like, the Rider-Waite Six of Wands. What was the Rider-Waite Six of Wands? I'm trying to get that image in my head because sometimes when I see different cards, I have to put that
like
Rider-Waite basic image back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Well, this still is a victory card because if you look, they're reaching for the star and they're capturing the star. Kind of almost reminds me of the old carousel rides. I don't know if you guys remember, but the old carousels at the amusement parks, you used to be able to.
We're too young. We're too young to remember that. We're too young to remember that.
They had a really old one where I grew up as a kid, and you could flip it and you catch these rings. So it kind of reminds me of that almost because
it's
nice.
My mom loved that carousel.
Right.
Nice.
How about the Nine of Wands there? How do you feel about that?
It's been a lot of work.
Yep.
But it's getting done.
Yep.
Yeah. That the Nine of Wands kind of represents for me like it's the 11th hour. It's like this thing is overdone. We're about to push right through that. Yeah.
I also feel that there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out in this dragon year, but still there's going to be even more stuff that we have to learn after that as well.
I agree, Ally. That's probably why the magician came up too. There's still some tricky things that we still have to kind of come to terms with.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting year, guys.
Yeah.
Well, get your seatbelts.
Hold on. Buckle up.
Oh my goodness.
Get your seatbelts on. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
And that's a lovely Queen of Swords there. It shows like, this queen is connecting, with that divine energy and coming into their light and their power, which is what we're doing this year, which is what we all need to do.
Sorry. Yeah, and a lot of the butterflies, which is metamorphosis and change and everything too. So
yeah, it's a beautiful.
Yeah,
it looks good.
Nice, good stuff. Thank you for that, Paul. All right, so next up, we're gonna pull a little zodiac spread for me.
Okay. We're actually going pretty fast tonight. We're actually going pretty fast tonight.
Oh, well, I'm expecting that this might take a little bit of time. So I think Kaila's going to pull for the next 3 months for me, because it's my birthday on the 9th. I'm turning 52, and let's see.
You said 25.
Hey, yeah.
I wouldn't have never said, Ally. I wouldn't have never guessed.
Bless you.
Well, you look
you
younger
can
than that.
Definitely have a Christmas. Oh, I love you.
Yeah. Everybody
That's because you haven't met me in person yet.
Oh, so you probably look even younger in person.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah, wow, good for you.
Yeah, so yes, and it's my birthday bang smack on this new dragon year, which is interesting because sometimes with my birthday's always kind of around the Chinese New Year, but sometimes it's a little after it, sometimes it's a little bit in advance, but occasionally it's bang smack on the dragon year. Sorry, on the Chinese New Year, depending upon when the moon is, right? And also it's going to be a super moon on the 9th of Feb as well.
Wow.
So yeah, super new moon. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got some hard partying to do that weekend then, huh?
I've got some crazy shit coming up, right? So yeah, it's gonna be interesting poll, this one.
All right, I'm looking forward to this. All right, okay.
All right, so with the Zodiac poll, so it all goes round according to the houses. So it starts off with the first house is Aries, and then it's Gemini, right? No, Taurus, then
Gemini,
Taurus and Gemini, and then it goes round.
It kind of follows around like the Zodiac. Like when people read the Zodiac horoscopes, they start with Aries all the time, right?
Yeah.
Right?
And,
okay, so Aries is the first. Okay.
Lynn, as you're our resident astrology expert, can you give a few lines about which house, what each house means, and then
do we want to do that as we get to the house? Do we want to do that as we get to the house?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I think it's good as we get to it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So our first house, where we're going to start out right here, is the house of self. It's house of Aries, a cardinal fire sign. Mars is the ruler. So it's your physical appearance, your embodiment. It's basically, what you feel, what you see of yourself, and how you adjust to yourself. So who's going to start, ladies?
So with the Six of Pentacles, there's definitely a kindness here. So she embodies that too. She's kind to others, and with the Hermit, it's what is she being kind with? Not this is her old soul energy. She's a wise person. She's been here many times. She knows a lot. So she's sharing that wisdom. So that's what she's embodying right now. And this is how others are perceiving her.
And so the Six of Pentacles is aspected with the Hermit, right?
The Hermit.
Yep. The House of Libra.
The House of Libra. So that's how I think that's how we're gonna read it. So yeah, she's very giving. She's like, the sixes are kind of like solution type things going on. So I can see some type of resolution with a partnership, which is the Hermit over there on the right. Partnerships, significant other relationships. So things are gonna kind of work out with your business partner or with your relationship. Something's working out there.
Well, you have the Knight of Wands aspecting this Chrissy Cross too here, if you want to add anything with your Knight of Wands. So
yeah, I was thinking about that. How would you add that in there, Lynn? Like the very first house, her ego, her appearance, how people see you, and with her partnership with the Hermit. Like, how would you?
Well, I mean, it's an action card, so she's going to take action on whatever's coming up for sure.
Yeah, because Wands is like work stuff, isn't it? So it's like a go with the. I feel like with the Knight of Wands, there's no holding him back, is there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think also with the Six of Pentacles, showing like how others perceive you, your physical vitality. So you're doing well enough with that Six of Pentacles in terms of physical vitality that you're sharing. And this is what we know of you, because for anybody who doesn't know, Ali is into naturopathic medicine, that sort of practice, and helping people to become healthier and happier. And so this is showing that she's going into some sort of new territory with that 3 of Wands just right next to it. There might be some short-term setbacks. Maybe this is internal, maybe where exactly you want to go with this, but she is definitely coming out on that end where she is sharing her wisdom with others and helping them to overcome whatever short-term obstacles they have with their own physical health and vitality also. That's what I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think with that second house of, I think with that second house of Taurus, that often revolves around money as well, and that kind of resonates with me because it's all about cash flow at the moment, and I feel like I'm stealing from Peter to pay Paul at the moment. So yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that 5 of Wands is kind of like a conflict, inner conflict with this. So yeah, that could be the values so that would be the second house, and that would be the Taurus.
Yep.
Taurus comes after Aries, right?
I don't think it's going to last very long because it's aspected with the House of Scorpio with the 10 of Wands, though, and then you're taking action. So I don't think that's going to last long.
And not only that, fives are temporary setbacks. It's a temporary.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's just next to the Ace of Wands. So I think she's looking at probably going in some sort of a new direction, but she's just at that point where it's sort of tipping into, okay, how exactly do I want to present this? How do I want to present myself with these new things I want to do?
Yeah, that Ace of Wands is that's
maybe Ali can shed some light. Is there some truth to that? Are you looking at adding stress?
Yeah, I want to set up a wellness kind of clinic that kind of encompasses kind of so many kind of things, but it's just an idea at the moment. I don't know how. I don't know how it will happen.
Bring a lot of clarity. I think we're all at this point where feel like last year we sort of knew what we wanted to do, but this year sort of changed the energy a little bit, and it's sort of like people are revisiting how exactly they want to do what they want to do. So I think it's just natural in the astrology and stuff, but I see that shifting. It's going to become clearer with that Ace of Wands here.
You have to move to the States, Ally, so we can open it up together because I want something along those lines too.
I should probably have a bit more space there.
Yeah, that Ace of Wands definitely shows that she has the passion, that spark that wants to get something done. She's driven for something new. Would that be aspected with the 5 of Cups? That's aspected with the 5 of Cups, right?
Yeah.
So basically,
the Wands, the Ace. Yeah.
It's 5 of Cups. So maybe sometimes with your passion, sometimes you might get discouraged, either because trying to get your finances together, and maybe you might want to think about moving. So you have the passion where you're like, oh my gosh, I got to move, or you have that passion, that fiery passion. And you say, oh my gosh, well, my finances. So you kind of go. So I see that that 5 there. So that's still temporary, right there, that you're gonna go through. So, and that's that 3rd house, which is Gemini, which is your thinking and your speaking and your communication. So you're fired up. Yeah, you might get discouraged sometimes though. And the 4th house is the 3 of Pentacles. Those 3 people down there looks like a church house. And that would be what, the 4th house of Cancer. Let's see. Yep. 4th house of Cancer.
Home and family, core values, inner self, close people, foundations, private life.
That looks pretty strong to me. Looks like you're getting some teamwork there with that. You're good, getting along pretty well with that.
And again, aspected with the Death card, so it's something new. It's a rebirth of something.
There's a strong foundation there, but some sort of transformation and change is happening.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It might
Yeah.
not feel too good to start with. It might seem like it's not too clear, but it does represent some sort of new beginning.
Does that sound familiar, Ally?
This is interesting because literally my youngest stepdaughter is coming back to live with us. She's been in Australia for a few months, and she's coming back to stay to do some dive qualifications here because it's easier for her to do it in Hong Kong than in Australia. So there's going to be 3 humans in the house as well as the 4 furry ones. So perhaps that's got something to do with that. But I'm also thinking it could also be in regard to, you know, the work stuff, maybe some kind of contractual stuff, even though it's kind of you know, in the house of Cancer, which is more a home thing, because I do feel that whatever kind of stuff I do in the future, it's going to have to be a collaboration. I don't feel that I can do this on my own, but it's doing it with the right people. So yeah, and with that death card, you know, that's just change, isn't it? And I've been told that in so many kind of Aquarian kind of readings, like this year is change. So yeah, that's going to be interesting how it kind of works out. And it's interesting, you know, with my stepdaughter moving back home, like what, I always feel these things happen for a reason. You know, what is the underlying reason for all of that? What do we all have to learn from this? So yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely a rebirth right there.
And
And
then we got a devil.
You got the devil, girl.
Leo.
That's the devil. That's the 5th house. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 5th house in Leo, and that's your creativity, romance, children, fun, vacations, and
Oh, you gonna skip over
that
sex?
type
She's married. Come on.
Hey, and I'm a Scorpio. There's something that's something I should never skip over, right?
I know exactly.
It's clarified by the high priestess. How interesting.
On the high priestess world. That's
Oh
kind of
my
like a
God, how
nice
would we read
combination,
that?
girl.
And then,
What you doing?
and then we have the five of Pentacles next to it. I mean, geez, what's going on? What the hell?
There's a lot of 5s. I see, you know, you got a few 5s in your zodiac chart. Like temporary setbacks is like
This is only for the next 3 months, so I mean, you know, it's relatively short period.
Kind of maybe short periods of bad moments of, you know, something going on in those areas there that
it could also, you know, Ally, if you guys have been thinking about going somewhere on a vacation, just to maybe take it with caution, especially with the high priestess there. With the devil showing up, if you guys had anything planned, just be careful with it.
Keep it
especially flying, you know.
Oh yes. There's been so many mishaps recently, right?
Yep.
I mean, and that's another question that, you know, we were talking about earlier, Ally, that you had written about these things that are happening with these airlines, these airplanes. It's like it just didn't happen like that 4 or 5 years ago. It just didn't happen.
No.
So
it's literally happening almost every day. There's something in the news going, there's a problem with this, that and the other. So yeah, it will be crazy. I'm also thinking as well, because the devil's in the house of Leo, and you know, that's all about fun. Perhaps it means there's not going to be much fun in the next few months. Perhaps it's like nose to the grindstone kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it can be your business projects and stuff like that too. So you could be having a hard time with some business stuff.
Yeah, something could be upsetting and something that's you don't know about.
And it could be something hidden that you don't know that comes out with that high priestess aspecting it, you know?
Yep, that's exactly what I was just saying. Yeah, exactly. All right, so what do we have? The 6th house?
Yep, Virgo.
We've got
the Pentacles.
Yeah.
So that's health, daily routines, work, pets. I always get mixed up with the fifth house and the sixth house. I'm like, okay, children in the fifth house, fun, vacation, fifth house, and the sixth house is like daily. I get mixed up with these two houses, yeah. But it's the
Yeah,
sixth
and
house in Virgo.
yeah, this will be your natural remedies and stuff like that too. I mean, Allie's got that down pretty pat.
Yeah.
But it's aspected with the Three of Wands, so it's not gonna whatever whatever the Five of Pentacles is that you might be walking away from. You're going to be walking away to look out from a safe distance too. So
Yeah, that's
for the
another
12th house.
temporary setback in that
Yep.
in the health area, the daily routines, and it could
Yeah.
be because you're trying to make decisions on what you want to do. You want to open up this wellness thing. You kind of juggle, the Peter and Paul thing, and it could be it's just a moment, that you're going through. So it's that reflects other houses. Your second house is reflecting all of these houses, and look, that's a 5 too. So
Yeah.
but you're not losing hope, because that Three of Wands is someone that looks out, has a vision.
And it's going off into new territory. I think with the Ten of Wands just above the Five of Pentacles, the idea I'm getting here is that you're just so busy. I think there's just a lot going on.
But how does that sound, Ally? Does it sound like a
Yeah, there is a lot going on.
yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. We're not going to go into it here then, if you don't want. But if you want to, no, I'm just
No,
I'm just joking.
it's just because my dogs are about to really bark. You probably hear them. But yeah, I think there I think there will be a lot happening in the next 3 months, just trying to finish up kind of study and some things like that. So I think certain things will probably go out the window a bit, perhaps. I don't know.
And it takes courage to have someone to do a zodiac online like this. I mean, this is a lot of open information. It's like,
Yeah.
so it takes courage to. And so far, I've done it, and now you're doing it, Ally, for our birthdays. So it really takes a lot of nerve to do that. So what's the seventh? The Hermit one. That's the seventh house. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The seventh house is a Libra.
Libra. Yep.
And that's the
Partnerships, significant others. Yep. Relationships, contracts, your clients, one-on-one, meditation. This is for others, and it's aspected with the House of Self. Back to the Six of Pentacles.
So, in partnerships, significant others, relationships, contracts, the Hermit. So that's what you're probably going through out of the Hermit. You're probably withdrawing and going inward and trying to figure out, what is it that which direction do I want to go into? But then at the same time, you're always positive, because I see when you have a card like that, on the other side, it shows, hey, this is me right now, but this is what I'm looking forward to. Like it's aspected with the Six of Pentacles, which is very giving. It's resolving, loving. So whatever you're doing in those areas, in the partnership area, in the contract area, you really want to work it out, because that's a resolution, kind of like sixes are resolutions. So
right. And with that
Hermit card,
Kaila, what's in the background on that card? Mountains.
Mountains, yes. So
Success.
she's on the top of the mountain, and she has overcome a lot, and she's very wise, and she's sharing that with people. And if she's dealing with partnerships, she's looking at it with a fine-tooth comb, and she's looking through all the details to make sure everything is right. So with her clients, I see her really, going deep and looking for all the details to try to help them with that Six of Pentacles. So she's using that wise old soul energy. Everything she's learned, she's putting it to work.
And not only that, I think Lynn said something about the Knight of Wands that's in the middle. That's the background feeling, the background element is like, your drive, your ambition.
Yep.
To deal with, to juggle everything. You're ambitious.
It's going to help push her to make the right decision, to go forward once she figures it out. That Knight of Wands is like, okay, let's go, girl.
Yeah,
Yep.
very bold, very bold.
Yep.
Right, and it reminds us that she is studying her naturopathic medicine to become certified. Is it, Ali?
Yeah, I'm just doing my herbal medicine at the moment, which is huge, as you can imagine. So when that's done, hopefully by the summer, then that's
the Knight
done
of
with
Wands.
study for a while.
Right, so she's a student right now. She knows a lot already, but that Knight of Wands energy is studying, getting there, getting the work done.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag, this pool, isn't it? Because there's lots of like dreary cards, but there's positive cards in there as well. So it's very much, I feel like that's how the year will probably go, really. It's going to be a little bit of a roller coaster.
Yeah. I think astrologically and everything else for everybody, it's going to be. So it's all good. We're all on the ride together with you.
Yeah, it is kind of like a mixed bag.
And there's four major arcana here.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. And it is kind of like a mixed bag. It almost reminds me of that story that Janine tells from time to time. She's on that road trip and it's snowing and there's a storm and all the signs are blinking and saying it's going to get bad, it's going to get worse. But the further she goes, the better it gets. So we can't be too intimidated by these major arcana because
we have to follow our intuition.
In the end, they're always aspected by hope, and plus with that driven card in the middle. So that's you, Ally.
Yeah.
So Oh, probably the reason.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, go ahead.
No, it's fine. Go on.
I was saying probably the reason why I didn't bring up the sex thing in the 5th house is because I always associate that with the 8th house, which is coming up in Scorpio. And that's probably why, because the intimacy, sexuality, transformation, the life and death thing. I think the Scorpio card is the death card. Number 13, the Scorpio card. I think the death card is associated with Scorpio. And
so the thing about sex in the 5th house, Barbara, is that's kind of like the relationship that you don't want for long term. It's just a fun and party type thing where you want the sex in the 7th house for long term.
Okay. That's probably why I didn't know. But so the 8th house is a 7, 8. Yeah, the 8th house is the house in Scorpio. And that is intimacy. The one with the 10 of Wands, the man that's bent over. I mean, I'm telling the people that are watching that are just learning tarot, the man that's bent over and has all these bundles of wands in his arm and he's just barely making it. And that's probably a reflection of everything else that's going on, with your intimacy, your spirituality, that type of stuff. It's kind of it has a bearing on it. But that man's not falling over. He's like bent over and he's like, I got this. I could break my back, but I'm still walking. So, and that's aspected with the 5 of Wands. Yeah, so that's another conflict card to kind of like there's a little conflict there. It's hard. I'm bent over. It's kind of difficult for me. It's tiring, but I got that Knight of Wands in the middle. I'm bold. I'm driven.
But that 10 of Wands, don't forget, she's at the end too. So it's not like she's really got a lot farther to go. So it's the ending at least,
And I always feel that the 10 of Wands is like the precursor to the death card, because there's the changes on the horizon, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep. although you probably got that little bit of sadness with that 5 of Cups in the middle.
Yeah. But right before it ends.
Yeah, it just looks like your focus seems to be on being that old soul right now, and the focus is sort of temporarily away from things like that 8th house, what it focuses on intimacy and so on. Like in the next 3 months, maybe your focus is just a little bit on other things, and that happens to all of us. We get caught up doing other things, and other parts of our lives get put on the back burner for a little bit. And it is temporary because there's the 5s around it, the 5 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles just below, the 5 of Wands across from it. Yeah. So it's just temporary.
Yeah.
Just your focus is just elsewhere right now, I think.
So you're referring to the 9th house with the 5 of Cups there?
Yeah,
9th
as
house,
being
Sagittarius?
as being right next to the 10 of Wands, clarifying.
Yeah. So the 9th house is like legal affairs. I guess I can travel to
belief systems,
it's about travel.
foreigners.
Yeah.
Teachers, spiritual guides.
So
Foreigners.
it was really the next 3 months. It doesn't really look like there's going to be international travel, probably. Or if there is, there might be some delays with it.
Yeah.
And if there are any
because
legal affairs?
Because it's right opposite to the devil as well, isn't it? So, yeah.
Well, but it's aspected with the Ace of Wands, though. So, and you got the Knight of Wands. So don't go this way. Go this way with it.
Yeah. So that's why I keep saying she has a balance, because there's be something difficult or something disappointing, and on the other side there's fire and there's passion, there's initiative. So
any idea how long your stepdaughter's going to be with you guys? Like 5 months, maybe?
At least until the autumn.
Yeah. So maybe that's your 5 of Cups distracting you.
Yeah, with the Ace of Wands, there's some sort of call to action, right? Something else coming up that you need to focus on, I think.
Yeah, because it's interesting with the Death card in the 10th house of Capricorn, because that's often like the overview, isn't it? That's kind of the where will you be, how will you evolve as well. So that's like expect things to change.
That's like a very slow process of changing. Extremely slow.
It's not a quick
it
flip,
definitely is
it?
transformation. Nope.
But it has a sound foundation with the 3 of Pentacles just below.
Yep. So you're gonna do it with others. You're gonna
and that Knight of Wands could help move you along a little bit quicker, even though that Death horse is not moving very fast.
Yeah.
It's always backed by something positive. So that's awesome.
Exactly.
So that's your future overview, your career, your mission, everything. So you're going to be changing. So the change is not just going to be for you, but it's going to be for people around you, which is, your probably immediate family.
Yeah.
All right. And the 11th house is the high. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was just about to say, how would you guys read that High Priestess in the House of Aquarius?
As friends, your social media groups, your community, people that you associate with. And the High Priestess is
that's you, Ally. You're an Aquarius. You have all your High Priestess powers. and aspected with the devil, and we know you can be a little bit deviling, my darling.
A little bit naughty.
A little fun. Come on.
You could be a little bit naughty. Naughty. She is. So you got something going there with the devil. I wonder what it is.
So, yeah, exactly. does that mean that all my friends will be devils?
It could be that maybe somebody that you know that you consider a friend could really upset you in some type of way. Not
Or maybe
necessarily
you're using that high priestess intuition and knowing to figure out who those devils are and weeding them out.
That's a good way of reading that.
Yeah.
That's a good way of reading that.
Because you're going into new territory with that 3 of Wands, and there's transformation happening with that Death card, directly related to that Devil card. So, yeah, I think we all are going to go through some of this year. I think Lynn had shared something to me with me today about something similar. I think it's just we all need to be more aware of who is around us, and finding our tribe and our community this year. Things might change a bit,
That's going to be really important for everybody.
For everybody.
And boundaries too are going to be very important for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a few people that will try and cross those, especially people waking up about a lot of things. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
I like that you have the high priestess there too in that position, because it's like you're kind of like, I don't want to say it's all knowing, but you have an intuition that can kind of like see that devil coming from a long way. It almost reminds me of, it has nothing to do with your reading, but it almost reminds me of this lady that's really beautiful and sitting back, and then you have this guy, that devil guy, that's just trying to, and she knows exactly what game he's playing,
But
so that kind of reminds
me. It could
you.
just be about having fun and everything too, because it's the house of Leo, and he's just, the devil can be having fun and charming and so forth too, and that's like a good Leo. So
yeah,
I love Leos. All right, so that's your 11th house.
Yeah.
So the social media too, and she is shining more and more. Just bringing out the high priestess more and more, and revealing that devil. With all of us here.
And then you have your 12th house.
The 12th house in Pisces.
That's
what is the spirit? The spiritual message, my higher self, the challenges, illusions, delusions, mental health breakdowns. Hopefully there won't be any of that.
That's a deep unconscious. And that's the three of wands is somebody that's looking out and has a vision, and just like Kaila says, moving into new territory. And it's aspected with now I'm getting mixed up. What's that aspected with
Five of Pentacles? Five of Pentacles.
So there's that seesaw thing going on again. You have this vision, you're positive. You said, what is out there for me? I'm contemplating on going out there. But then at the same time, the 5 of Pentacles, the 2 people that are down there, the 5 Pentacles, it gives you like a temporary loss. It's like, oh, is it worth it? It's making me feel a certain way. Feel kind of lost.
Could be she's just walking away because she's seeing the illusions, because she's standing up here, watching from a different view, and she's able to walk away from the illusions.
Right. And standing in her power. Yes, she's out in the cold, but she's chosen to do that because she's standing up for her own truth. Going
the
into
high
new
priestess
territory
is coming out.
Yes.
And also with that Knight of Wands in the middle.
Right.
Also with that 9 of Wands in the middle, he's fighting. So she has that fiery, fighting, passion-driven, bold spirit. So nothing's gonna get past her there. So that's the basis element that she has in her zodiac spread. And I think we did all 12 houses, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that 5 of Pentacles is like really walking past all that glisters isn't gold, walking past things that look great on the outset, but actually, so looking more about the long-term kind of outcome, for short-term, in exchange for short-term gain, if you see what I mean. That's how I always read read
Yeah.
that one. So very,
Yeah.
very up and downy then.
Yeah, that Five of Pentacles is yeah, not settling for, you want to get what you really feel that you should have. It's not, you're not going to settle for, like those two people in that car, they could settle and they could just go and knock on the door of that
They
church.
could go get
They're walking
warm. Yeah,
past it.
exactly. Yeah.
Best Buy is
Yeah.
still not going to settle for it. So what do you think, Allie?
Yeah. I think it'll be up and downy. Yeah, I think the next 3 months are still going to be a challenge because isn't it kind of this first half of this year is going to be the more challenging, and then after June or July things get a little bit easier, and because all planets are direct at the moment, it's a real go go go, that real Knight of Wands sort of energy. And of course when you're doing things and you're busy, it's not will always be kind of, oh yeah, great, it's everything's great. You will kind of have things that are scuppering you along the line, and especially with everything else that's going on in the world. Yeah, I mean, it's not really a surprise, but I think the overall kind of view is pretty good. It's not going to be huge amounts of fun, I don't think, but it will get me to where I want to go slowly, I think. Yeah, which is good. Yeah. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for that. All right, so
Awesome.
let's
I had
finish,
fun with that one. I had fun
up.
with yours, Allie.
Yeah.
I
Thank
had
you.
fun with it.
So let's finish up with Lynn's poll. So Lynn always pulls some tarot cards and some oracle cards and some dice for the next 2 weeks, and how we can negotiate the next 2 weeks. What will it mean for all of us? So it's quite interesting, this one, isn't it? We've got 1, 2, 3 major arcana cards through the tarots. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting fish. I think this is going to be.
Where'd I go?
What was that? What was
I
that?
What happened? I think I think there'll be some truce happening with the government coming out, which are going to upset some people.
Now,
just
this
like, go on, Bob.
I'm sorry if I cut you off, but I just want to make sure this is the next 2 weeks for our group, or the next 2 weeks for the whole grand.
For everyone,
for
yeah.
our viewers, yeah. What the universal message for guidance or whatever, whatever we need to be aware of for the next 2 weeks.
Well, the first thing that grabbed my attention was the dragons, and we're going into the year of the dragon, right?
Yep. And 2 cards wanted to come out. So yes.
Lynn,
yes.
Is this from a specific dragon pack?
Yes.
So all this pack is from dragons. Okay, all right. Okay.
All dragons. Yep. Got
so
him for
they
the
didn't
year of the dragon. And the pink cards, because we got Valentine's Day coming up.
Yeah, I like the way you put everything together. Now, I was looking at the card that says flirt, the butterfly girl up there.
The fairy?
Now, I didn't get to, the fairy, the butterfly girl. Listen to me, the butterfly girl. the fairy. I didn't get to delve into the card that much, but just by looking at the card, it seems like she's just almost like the fool, almost like, just enjoying
a bit more fun.
A bit more fun and more pretty though.
Yeah, she's a fun version of the fool, isn't she? I think a fun, prettier version of the fool, and just going, yeah, whatever.
What about you, Lynn? The fairy flirt?
Well, when she first came up, when I was pulling the cards, I was like, oh, that's cute because we're getting into Valentine's Day. But, flirting can be fun and it can also be twisted. So I think that's where your heartbreak could come in. If someone, people are going to have to put themselves in check. Are you flirting for the right reasons, or are you flirting to cause issues with other people? I think that's where the Flirt and the Three of Swords kind of come back in together. So it just depends on how you want to use the flirting. So people have to be aware of that. I mean, everybody has to be, we have to really almost, I hate to say it, be hyper aware of what we're doing and why we're doing things right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got.
Oh, go ahead, Kaila. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I got that with that Flirt card, the same as Lynn was saying. It was like, be extra vigilant with whatever energy is coming towards you. Don't get caught up in whatever illusions, because I feel now like as we're getting towards clarity, people like us might be sort of bedeviled, or it's like we're being distracted a little bit sometimes. So we have to be vigilant about what we're putting our energy towards and what energy is coming towards us too.
Yep. Getting back to the pink cards, for everybody, the star comes up a lot, and the star, I mean, I get hope, I get harmony, maybe giving a message of people to kind of have their hopes up, try to stay calm and be in harmony, positive energy, believe in your intuition. Just sit in your intuition, and also there's going to be a few things that's going to make us sad or give us heartache and make us feel we're distraught, but at the same time, the lovers and the Two of Swords, the lovers, I feel that there's some choices that could also be it could be a political card, just like Janine says a lot, but it could also be choices, union, people coming together with their harmony and their intuition.
And Valentine's Day coming up.
Valentine's Day coming up. And Valentine's Day, we have that Three of Swords too, that goes straight to the heart too.
Maybe we're going to hear some news then that's going to be a little bit hard to hear. Who knows?
Could be.
There's so much happening in the world.
Yeah. And that Two of
But
Swords,
maybe it's going to be hard to hear for those politicians and not necessarily us with the Lovers card next to it. Who knows?
And the Two of Swords, we don't really have to react on everything immediately. Right. We could sit back and kind of contemplate. Sit back and contemplate.
I also feel that the High Priestess is stuff that we all know in our hearts, and there might be some stuff that we learn that is a little bit heartbreaking perhaps, but it's stuff that we already know anyway, or perhaps that's for the masses as well. People know deep down that it's this is really the truth. On the outset they're a little bit heartbroken, but deep down they kind of know the truth anyway, especially with that star card there.
Well, that kind of goes along with the antelope and what the antelope means, because the Native American story is the antelope saw the humans about to freeze because they didn't have anything to keep them warm, and he offered up himself and that they could use him for the food as well as clothing. So that could be your heartbreak again with, we know there's going to be decisions that are going to be hard to make, that we're going to have to make, and maybe things that we've never even thought about before too.
Yeah.
But you have to make the right decision in order to be able to carry on too.
Yeah. Well said. But those two dragon cards that you have there, you said they came from a dragon deck? Yep. Or did the dragon cards just happen to come out of a deck that has everything?
I got the dragon deck for the Year of the Dragon.
Okay. So this is transformation.
They wanted two cards to come out.
Okay. All right. So this one, because I can't really see the title under it. Oh, Transcendence, Achieving Success. So for the next 2 weeks, a lot of people are almost kind of transcendence. You're moving through different situations that you haven't been through before. And then the transformation is almost like the death card. You know,
yeah, I
Oh.
really think we're about to enter a whole new territory, and it's going to be all new, and we're going to have to find our inner dragon.
Find our inner dragon. That's right. Our inner dragon. The way
We are the
changer.
way changers.
You're a liberating force, here to inspire change and challenge the system.
That's us.
Exactly what's happening here with the year of the dragon, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That almost makes me think that what the universe has this message for us is something that we probably didn't really hear that much in the past. People don't really understand how strong we are as human beings, or most of us are human beings, you know, people that live here on this flat or round earth or spiral earth, whatever. A lot of people aren't, they don't really believe that they have a liberating force. They have a force to liberate or to inspire. And this is a message that people need to hear these days. There's a lot of people that are kind of insecure right now. They're beaten down for the last 3 or 4 years. And of course, they're not going to challenge the system like this card says. But now is a time where maybe people need to hear that from the universe. That's a really pertinent card right there.
Look at our dice. I just keep seeing the ball of yarn with the carrot, like they're dangling little carrots in front of us. And sometimes we're just not going to be so happy about it.
Right. It brings me
kind
back
of
to
like
the
Allie's up and down chart.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Because what aren't we the year that it's going to be the year of the rabbit?
Oh, we are now in the year of the rabbit.
Okay, the year of the rabbit. Okay, that's where I think that carrot comes in. So you know we're in the year of the rabbit. So that
we're
carrot,
leaving it. Yeah.
Yeah, there goes your carrot for the rabbit year.
But what I also feel with that ball of yarn, it's a bit like, you know, when you're in a maze and you have to have the ball of string to find your way out of the maze.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel with that we kind of have to the maze is kind of uncharted kind of territory, but we have to have faith that we've got that ball of yarn that will get us back out of it, if that makes any sense at all. Just what came to me.
I think just in general, as an overall feel with all of these cards, we have all these things before us, but I think it's also the universe saying, okay, it's time to basically seize the day, and it's time for action. It's not time for sitting on your laurels and just watching. It's time for action.
Yes.
I agree. And that weight changer says it too. Challenge the system. Not that we're telling everybody to go out and, you know, make problems or anything like that. We're not trying to, you know.
But question everything. If it doesn't sound right, if it doesn't sit right with you, if your intuition is going, this just isn't right, listen to your intuition. That's our high priestess.
Exactly.
Yes.
And just standing in our truth. You know, with that high priestess card, you know, just standing in your truth, you know, find your inner star. And I find your inner star is like your higher self, isn't it? You know, call upon your higher selves to guide you. Yeah, for sure.
We've got all swords. We don't have cups, so there's no emotions in this. It's our words and using our words, you know?
Yeah. Interesting. It's going to be another interesting 2 weeks, ladies, before our next next show. Yeah. Goodness. God, I feel exhausted. I feel it. I kind of felt exhausted going into this show today, and I kind of feel even more exhausted, and I feel exhausted for what's up and coming. So on that note, I think we need a really nice uplifting song from Barb, before everybody likes, shares, and subscribes and puts little comments.
Oh yeah, like, share, and subscribe.
But Barb, have you got a lovely kind of upbeat song to play us out?
Not really. I
Oh.
with everything that with everything that's going on in the world, but it's more like full type thing. Actually, and with a lot of things happening and changing in the world, a song called "Mercy Me," it goes something like this: "Whoa, oh mercy, mercy me, ooh, all things ain't what they used to be. No, no, where did all the blue skies go? Poison is the wind that blows from the north and south and east. Oh, mercy, mercy me, ooh." It's like things are constantly changing, and now that we have this dragon year coming in, and people are going to take up their force and be more secure themselves, and just like our two-week reading that we just read, there's going to be a lot of change, so that's why. But anyway, what do you want me, since your birthday's coming up, what would you like to looking for some hot stuff, baby, this evening. I need some hot stuff, Ally, tonight. Ally needs some hot stuff, baby, this evening. She's gotta have some hot stuff. Ally's got some hot stuff tonight. That's for your birthday, your pre-birthday.
Oh, thank you, my love. For my birthday, I would like a personal session with Barb in person. That would be lovely. That's
really
what I would like. Yeah.
That would be really nice.
Thank you, Barb.
We'll be on our group. We'll be on our group together. So on your day, you can share whatever you want to on our Telegram. It's we're not sharing all that stuff with the public, but amongst ourselves. So we'll see some of those that devilish stuff come out for your birthday.
Oh, thank you, lovelies. Thank you, my loves. Thank you for everything, and I'll see you all again in 2 weeks. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.